Brian Brobbey to leave Sunderland in record deal. Sunderland are set to demand a record transfer fee for striker Brian Brobbey, who has caught the eye of Bayern Munich for a fine first season in the Premier League. The Black Cats do not wish to allow the centre-forward, who is under contract until 2029, to leave easily. Signing Brobbey in a €20 million deal from Ajax last summer has been a masterstroke, and a move that has worked out well for all parties. The striker was struggling in Amsterdam and believed he would be better off elsewhere. He has already scored 6 goals and provided 1 assist in the Premier League. These may not be spectacular figures, but his production accounts for 10 of Sunderland's 33 points, transforming the Weirsiders campaign from one in which they are comfortably in mid-table to a relegation battle. Sunderland find themselves in a strong negotiating position and have absolutely no intention of letting their striker go just like that after just 1 season. The club is demanding a sum of €40 million, which would comfortably set a record for an outgoing transfer. He would break the mark set by Joe Bellingham, who was offloaded to Borussia Dortmund in a €30.5 million deal last summer. Bayern Munich's interest in Brian Brobbey is very concrete. Football Transfers can confirm. The German powerhouse is closely following the Dutchman's performances with an eye on the upcoming summer transfer window of 2026. Bayern sees the 24-year-old striker as an ideal competitor for a Harry Kane, especially given the uncertainty surrounding Serge Gnabry's future and the likely end of Nicholas Jackson's loan spell. According to The Independent, Sunderland are aiming for a substantial profit if Brian Brobbey leaves this coming summer. After paying Ajax €20 million for the striker last summer, the Premier League side want to double that figure with a sale. Ajax stand to benefit again in this case. Their initial agreement with Sunderland includes a resale percentage of the profit that the English club makes. The exact nature of this figure is unclear. The Eredivisie club would also be due a smaller figure based on FIFA's solidarity scheme. Sunderland rates. Bayern Munich and Chelsea get big money transfer warning amid links to unique forward Brian Brobbey and £60 million rated goalkeeper Robin Roos. Anybody plotting a summer raid on Sunderland for unique forward Brian Brobbey and highly rated goalkeeper Robin Roos, with Bayern Munich and Chelsea said to be in those respective hunts, have been warned that big money will be required in order to tempt the Black Cats into selling. Don Goodman has told GOAL why exciting arrivals at the Stadium of Light should be considered more likely than any high-profile departures. As is often the case for surprise packages in the Premier League, interest in prized assets on Wearside continues to build. That is the price that must be paid for upsetting odds and bucking trends. Sunderland have been a revelation for their first top-flight campaign in 10 years, with back-to-back relegations seeing them drop as far as League One before eventually steering a course towards the promised land. European qualification could still be on the cards, in what would be a remarkable achievement, as immediate returns are enjoyed on shrewd investments across the summer window of 2025. Granit Xhaka, who boasts prior experience of the Premier League from his time at Arsenal, is considered to be a Player of the Year contender. Dutch keeper Roos is being linked with Chelsea after starring between the sticks. Powerful striker Brobbey has led the line with distinction, and Congolese midfielder Noah Sadiki is said to be attracting admiring glances from Manchester United and Emirates Stadium. Quizzed on whether Sunderland are about to experience the less pleasant side of life in the top tier, as transfer vultures begin to circle, former Black Cats frontman Goodman, speaking exclusively to GOAL in association with Beordling, said, "That's a very, very interesting question. They have done well. I think the recruitment has just been remarkable at Sunderland. And Robin Roos, obviously, is one of many. Personally, I think the most influential and the biggest one has been Xhaka. I hope, genuinely, he's on the list for Player of the Season. Even if Sunderland finish where they are, because he has just been unbelievable in every game I've seen of him. But that is the price of Sunderland in the Premier League doing well. Look at Brentford, look at Brighton, look at Bournemouth. They are a great example of that, aren't they? In that these clubs, and Sunderland aren't a small club, so I'm not comparing those clubs by size, but what I am comparing them is in terms of current status. In Premier League terms, Sunderland are babies, aren't they? So they've done very well this season. I think a lot of it will obviously depend on who's in for the players. If clubs come in, I think clubs are going to have to fork out big money. But I do honestly think that Sunderland will go again in the summer. There's a genuine desire for them to be consistently a top 10, top half Premier League club. Now, one swallow doesn't make a summer, does it? So one good season isn't going to cut it. And in fact, people will tell you that often the second season is even harder than the first for those that get there. But there aren't really any surprises about Sunderland anymore, and I don't see a difference next season. But I do expect them to maybe add even more quality that will boost the first 11 other than just squad players.